Episode 2, Evening at the Museum. Everyone, I can't believe this.
Neither can I, Mateo.
We just wanted to give you a Wilcox welcome, just like our friends did to me, Gabe, and Chris earlier. Right. Thanks for throwing the welcome party for me.
You're welcome.
Mateo, can I show you a project that I've been working on?
Sure, go ahead.
Marilla and Uriel went backstage and came back with a box. Inside were 10 white hands with hollow holes in the palms Brianna had been developing for 2 school years.
What are these?
I call them power hands. Brianna picked up a neural cranial transmitter in the same box. The hands, hollow hands -2, started glowing colors and floated.
Whoa.
These hands each have a different power or ability. Orange causes micro-mines to spawn and explode. They are more powerful than they look. Yellow can shoot projectiles at a fast pace.
Light green spawns shields or force fields to protect people. However, the user's energy is drained when used for long periods of time. Light blue can shoot up to 4 strings that stick to a noun until the user cancels or they're cut. Blue can shoot 2 razor blades in a disc that follow the enemy. Dark blue lowers the enemy's status. Dark blue lowers the enemy's stats.
Purple can copy anything in front of it and the exact power, but it is likely to get destroyed if it's overwhelmed with too many powers. Lavender, or light purple, raises the user's stats.
Interesting. I wonder what red would do.
I have no idea. Mind if I borrow the essence of your trade?
Not at all. Brianna picked up one of the inactive hands and slowly touched Mateo's soul with it. It suddenly grew green and floated. Everyone gasped. Brianna had its new information in the transmitter. She read, "Green heals the user and its allies as well as reviving them." Everyone was impressed with the new addition. Even though she didn't have any red tray essence, Brianna decided to bring the power hands to the museum to display them. She invited Mateo and his friends to join her. They all accepted her invitation, which the event would take place in the evening. That evening, Brianna and her friends all met in front of the museum. What's the name of the museum, you ask? Museum of Entertainment Relics, of course. Mateo brought Joseph, Erica, and Dinga with him. The group encountered Mr. Hilbert inside. Mr. Hilbert?
Hey everyone, what brings you all here?
We're here to put Brianna's invention on display.
Really? Could you show me how your invention works?
Sure thing. After Brianna showed Mr. Hilbert how the power hands worked, he got an understanding of them.
I see. May I borrow
the essence of your trade?
Sure thing, buddy.
Brianna had the last inactive hand and touched Mr. Hilbert's soul with it. It suddenly grew red and started floating. All 10 power hands were completed. Red had the ability to shoot a blast of energy twice as powerful than gaster blasters or something. The power hands even had the ability to change and match colors.
I like to go here after school and look at all the relics.
Well, isn't that nice? Could we join you after we display the power hands?
Sure thing, Kevin.
Just then, a man with a blue jacket greeted Mr. Hilbert.
Sup, old sport?
Ugh. Please don't call me old sport, Mr. Michael.
All right, Hilbert. You have your way for once. Mr. Michael was Mr. Hilbert's classroom neighbor who was in English 1 to 12. English 11 to 12 and PE teacher. By the time Brianna put all 10 power hands on display, the entire group was exploring the museum. There was Steven's shield, Super Mario power-ups, Sonic power-ups, Kirby copy abilities, etc. Dana was impressed with the Betty Boop exhibit. Joseph was impressed with the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood exhibit. And there was even Ennard's mask from Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. When the sun was behind the mountains, the group was done exploring the museum. Mateo said bye to his friends, and Brianna thanked Mateo for the essence she borrowed. As his friends left, Erica asked Mateo,
Are you coming with us?
Yeah, I'll catch up. Erica, Dinga, and Joseph went in the car and waited for Mateo. Matthew appeared beside him. So, why are you standing here? I just noticed that Mr. Hilbert hasn't left the museum, so I'm waiting for him. Right. Judging by the number of friends you made with students, your future is looking bright and long-lived. Thanks, Matthew. Wait a minute, do you smell someone barbecuing? Yes, but it's not just that. It's getting stronger. A fire broke out in the museum, inside the museum, and Mr. Hilbert was in there. Mateo and his family were in terror. Mateo ran inside the museum as fast as he could. He wanted to save Mr. Hilbert, but when he was 3 yards from the entrance, the building exploded, knocking Mateo back and killing Mr. Hilbert. Mateo was heartbroken over the loss of his case manager, and he lost his trait, hope. And to make matters worse, he forgot all about the save points, which would have helped Mateo go back in time and save Mr. Hilbert before the fire started. Needless to say, it had been a terrible evening at the museum. To be continued.